Be me, 23, work at a mid-sized marketing company. Been there 2 years, decent job, not amazing, team of 8 people. 4 guys, 4 women, pretty normal office setup. Everyone gets along fine mostly. New manager gets hired, her name is Claire. Sharp, confident, talks fast. Immediately starts reorganizing everything. First week she holds a team meeting. Says she wants to build a culture of equity. Half the room nods enthusiastically. Other half looks mildly confused. Claire assigns project leads for the quarter, gives the big client account to Sandra. Sandra is fine but has been here 6 months. I have been here 2 years and ran that account before, raise my hand politely. Ask if experience was factored into the decision. Claire smiles like I asked something cute. Says she values fresh perspectives. Sit back down. Dave next to me gives me a look. I shrug. Fine, whatever. Sandra immediately struggles with the client. Client emails her 3 times in 1 week asking for clarification. She forwards them all to me. I answer them anyway because I know the account. Tell Dave this feels off. Dave says just keep your head down. Easy for him to say. He got assigned the second best account. Month goes by. Claire calls another meeting. Announces a women in leadership lunch. Mandatory for the women on the team, optional for the men. I go anyway because free lunch. Claire gives me a look when I walk in. I smile and grab a sandwich. Nobody says anything. Lunch is mostly fine. They talk about imposter syndrome. They talk about being taken seriously. Legitimate stuff, honestly. But then Sandra says something interesting. Says she feels like men in the office second-guess her decisions. Everyone nods. I think about answering her emails every week. Say nothing. Eat my sandwich. Drive home. Next week, Sandra presents the client update. The data is wrong. I can see it immediately. The quarterly projection is off by about 30%. Do I say something? Think about it for 5 seconds. Raise my hand. Point it out calmly. Room goes quiet. Sandra looks at me. Claire looks at me. The kind of look that means I did something socially wrong. Sandra says she will review it. Claire says we should be supportive of each other. Meeting ends. Nobody thanks me. Client calls the next morning. They caught the same error. Now there is a problem, a real one. Claire calls me into her office. Asks me to help Sandra fix the numbers. I say sure. Do not say I told you so. Spend 2 days fixing the deck. Sandra and I actually work well together. She is smart when she is not being defensive. She thanks me quietly at the end. Go back to my desk. Feel okay about it. Think maybe things will settle down next all-hands meeting? Claire presents the fixed client deck. Praises Sandra for her resilience under pressure. Does not mention me. Dave sees my face. Passes me a note that says breathe. I breathe. Barely. Performance reviews come up. Claire rates me as meets expectations. Sandra gets exceeds expectations. I have been here twice as long and fixed the account. Ask Claire for a one-on-one. She agrees. Sit down across from her. Ask what I could do differently to exceed expectations. She says I need to work on collaboration. I say I collaborated directly on the client account. She says I need to work on supporting others without making them feel undermined. I stare at her. Ask if pointing out a data error counts as undermining. She says it is about how you do it. I ask how I should have done it. She says privately, not in a group setting. Think about that. She has a point, actually. I should have told Sandra privately first. That part is fair, but then she keeps going. Says, I have a tendency to assert myself in ways that can feel threatening. I ask what she means specifically. She says some people have noted it. Ask who. She says it is confidential. Ask what I said that was threatening. She gives examples that are just me talking in meetings. Leave the meeting, genuinely confused. Was I being a problem? Or was I being managed out? Call my older sister that night. She is no nonsense, works in law. Tell her the whole story. She listens without interrupting. She asks me one question. She asks if I ever spoke to Sandra directly before raising my hand in the meeting. I said no. She says that was your mistake. Think about it. She is right. The error thing was legitimate, but I went public first. Sandra felt ambushed. But then my sister also says something else. She says that does not excuse what came after. She says a performance review should be about performance, not about who likes you. Ask her what to do. She says document everything. She says be scrupulously correct going forward. She says also consider whether this place is worth it. Go back to work the next day. Decide to try harder. Pull Sandra aside before the next meeting. Say, hey, I had a thought on the numbers, want to look together first. Sandra blinks. Says, yeah, actually that would be great. We review together. Find 2 issues neither of us had caught alone. Meeting goes well. Claire seems surprised. Sandra and I present as a team. Client is happy. Things get slightly better after that. Not perfect, but better. Sandra and I become actual work friends. She tells me she felt embarrassed by the public correction. I tell her I should have come to her first. She says she should have checked her own work more carefully. We agree on both counts. Have lunch a few times, but Claire is still Claire. Next quarter, she hires a new guy named Marcus. Marcus is loud and confident. Claire seems to love him immediately. Watches Marcus talk over people in meetings. Does not say anything about collaboration. Watches Marcus take credit for a team idea. Does not say anything about supportiveness. Notice this? Sandra notices it too. She mentions it to me quietly. Says it is almost like Claire has a type she prefers. Tell Sandra that is a pretty serious thing to say. She nods and says she knows. Says she is just observing. Says she does not know what to do with it. Think about it for a while. It is genuinely complicated. Claire came in wanting to support women. That part made sense, but somewhere it turned into something else. Less about fairness and more about a team, not the company team. Her team. Marcus is on her team. Sandra is on her team. I am not on her team. Dave is not on her team. Dave gets a bad review too that quarter. Dave who never complains, never causes problems. Dave who stays late and documents everything. Dave who is just kind of invisible. Dave finally snaps quietly. Says to me over coffee that he does not understand. Says he has done everything right. Says he does not know what the criteria actually are. Tell him I do not know either. Tell him I have started keeping notes. He says maybe he should too. We both sit with that for a moment. 3 months later, Marcus gets promoted to a role that was not posted internally, that nobody else could apply for. Claire announces it in the team meeting with a big smile. Sandra and I make eye contact across the table. The look says everything. Neither of us says anything out loud. The meeting ends. Sandra asks to meet with Claire that afternoon. Tells her she feels like the promotion process was not transparent. Claire listens, nods, says she understands, nothing changes. I think about my sister's advice. Document everything. I have been doing it for months now, a quiet folder on my personal drive. Not because I want to cause trouble, because things feel slippery here. Like the rules keep moving. And only some people know where they moved to. One afternoon, Claire stops by my desk. Says she has noticed I seem more collaborative lately. Says she appreciates the growth. I say thank you. She walks away. I stare at my screen. Growth. As if fairness is a personality flaw I am correcting. Talk to Dave after work. He says he is starting to look for other jobs. Not because he hates it here, but because he does not see a path. Tell him I get it. He asks if I am looking too. I say not yet. I say I'm still figuring out what is actually happening here. Dave says what is happening is pretty simple. Says Claire has a vision and we are not in it. Says it is not about gender exactly. Says it is about power and who holds it. Think about that walk home. He is not wrong. This is what power looks like when it does not have to explain itself, regardless of who is holding it. Start thinking about something my dad used to say. He said fairness is easy to support when it benefits you. The test is whether you support it when it costs you something. Claire never got that test, but also think about Sandra. Sandra, who is genuinely good at her job. Sandra, who was doubted unfairly before Claire got there. Sandra, who probably dealt with versions of this her whole career. The thing is, both things can be true. Sandra deserved better before, and I deserve fair treatment now. Those are not opposing ideas, But somehow we ended up in a system where fixing one wrong created another, not because equity is wrong, but because Claire is human. And humans with power tend to use it imperfectly. Quarter ends, I get another meets expectations. Dave gets the same. Marcus exceeds expectations again. Put in for a transfer to another team, not dramatic, just a form. Site professional development. Claire approves it within a day. New team is different. New manager is a guy named Robert. Robert is loud and a little scattered, but he actually reads your work. First meeting, he asks everyone to present something they are proud of. I present the client account recovery. He asks good questions, does not make it weird. Month in, I get a small commendation. Just an internal email. But it says my name and a specific thing I did. I read it 3 times. Call my sister. She says good. She says now, do not make Robert into a hero just because he is decent. She says decent should be the floor, not the ceiling. Tell her she is right. She says she knows. We laugh. Run into Sandra in the kitchen a few weeks later. She asks how the new team is. I say better, honestly. She nods and says she is glad. She pauses for a second, says she has been thinking about the whole year, says she thinks some things were unfair to me, says she did not speak up and she should have. Tell her I appreciate that. Tell her I also should have handled some things better. She nods. We make coffee in silence. She says something before she leaves. Says the thing that bothers her most is that she wanted things to be fair. And somehow it still was not. Says she does not know how that happened. Think about that for the rest of the day. It happened because fairness is not a feeling, it is a practice. And it requires more than good intentions. It requires looking at outcomes, actually looking. Not just at who you wanted to help, but at who got hurt along the way. Year passes. Claire restructures the team again. Marcus leaves for another company. Claire looks genuinely blindsided. Dave comes back to visit. He got a new job, doing well. We have lunch and he seems lighter. Says he does not miss it at all. I am still there, still on the new team. Still keeping notes out of habit. The folder is just sitting there, never used. Think sometimes about what I would have done differently. I would have gone to Sandra first. I would have been more careful about how I raised concerns. Those parts were on me, but I would not have stayed quiet about the data error. And I would not have accepted a system that only moved the bias around, without actually removing it. That part one stand by. The thing nobody tells you about workplace equity conversations is that they are easy to have in theory and very strange to live through. Especially when you are not the expected protagonist. Men are not supposed to feel the sting of unfairness. Or if they do, they are supposed to absorb it quietly, as some kind of debt being paid, for history they personally did not author. But fairness is not a pendulum. You do not fix a broken scale by tipping it the other way. You fix it by actually leveling it. And then checking it again, sitting at my desk now, ordinary Tuesday. Reasonable manager? Work that gets acknowledged. Think about Sandra occasionally. Hope she is doing well. Hope she found something that is actually hers. Not just handed to her as a point being made. Close the laptop. Go home. That is the story. Make of it what you will.